Jeroboam is dead. His son Nadab has just been assassinated, and every male that carried the royal bloodline of the first dynasty of the northern kingdom of Israel. Jeroboam's dynasty crumbled exactly as the prophet Ahijah foretold. Nadab, his son, lasted just 2 years before his own military captain struck him down and usurped the throne. That captain's name was Baasha, son of Ahijah of the tribe of Issachar. Nadab's assassination isn't just the death of a king. It is the moment the northern kingdom discovers that kings can be removed by force. Before Baasha, Israel has known only one dynasty, Jeroboam's. After Baasha, the throne becomes a prize to be seized. The northern kingdom will eventually become a revolving door of assassinations, coups, civil wars, and military strongmen. And Baasha is the man who opens that door, the first usurper of the throne of Israel. He seized the throne in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah. Now, as the northern kingdom bleeds from within, the cycle of crown and consequence tightens once more.
Baasha's rise marks a new chapter of ruthless ambition. A man of common birth, elevated to power through violence, he would rule for a full 24 years, longer than most of his predecessors or immediate successors. Yet his reign, like those before it, would prove that no crown escapes the weight of its consequences. The Bible places Baasha's coup during Nadab's siege of the Philistine city of Gibbethon. While the army was engaged, Baasha, a captain in Nadab's own forces, conspires against his king. Right there, in the middle of a war zone, surrounded by the Philistine enemy, Baasha strikes. He assassinates King Nadab. It's a total military coup. The army, possibly tired of Nadab's leadership, immediately backs the assassin. Baasha takes the crown off a dead man's head, puts it on his own, and immediately marches the army back to the capital city of Tirzah to secure his new throne, the only way he knew how: total elimination. 1 Kings chapter 15, verse 29 gives a chilling description. As soon as he began to reign, he killed Jeroboam's whole family. He did not leave Jeroboam anyone that breathed, but destroyed them all, according to the word of the Lord given through his servant Ahijah the Shilonite. The prophecy had stated that because of the idolatry and evil Jeroboam had led Israel into, his house would be cut off like dung on the ground. Baasha became the instrument of that judgment. Here is the mind-bending part of this story. Baasha committed treason. He committed mass murder. But in doing so, he perfectly fulfilled the prophecy of God. He was the instrument of divine judgment against a wicked family. You would think a man who just witnessed the literal, violent fulfillment of God's wrath would learn a lesson. You would think he would look at the blood on his hand and understand the lesson, tear down the golden calves, and point the nation back to the truth. But Baasha learned nothing. In fact, he was about to repeat the very sins that had destroyed the house he replaced. Baasha reigned from approximately 909 to 886 BCE, or similar chronologies, placing him in the late 10th to early 9th century BCE. For 24 years he sat on Israel's throne, but the record is blunt. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of Jeroboam, and in his sin which he made Israel sin. The golden calves at Bethel and Dan remained. The high places and idolatrous practices continued. Baasha did not tear down the structures of sin his predecessor had built. He reinforced them. Throughout his reign, there was continuous war between Baasha and Asa, king of Judah. 1 Kings chapter 15, verse 16 and verse 32. The border tensions that began with the division under Rehoboam never fully subsided. Baasha pushed south and began fortifying Ramah, a strategic site just north of Jerusalem, to blockade Judah, preventing people from going in or out, and likely aiming to control trade routes and pressure Asa's kingdom. Asa responded with shrewd diplomacy rather than direct battle. He took silver and gold from the treasuries of the Lord's house and the king's house and sent them to Ben-Hadad, king of Aram, Syria, who had a prior treaty with Baasha. Asa urged Ben-Hadad to break that alliance and attack Israel instead. Asa, the great reformer, using God's money to hire a pagan king. The Syrian king agreed. His forces struck northern Israel, conquering Ijon, Dan, Abel-Beth-Maacah, all of Chinneroth, the region around the Sea of Galilee, and the land of Naphtali. Hearing this, Baasha abandoned his work on Ramah. As soon as Baasha leaves, King Asa issues a nationwide draft in Judah. Every able-bodied man is called up. They march the 5 miles to Ramah, and they dismantle Baasha's fortress, stone by stone, timber by timber. They carry all those stolen building materials away and use them to build 2 of their own defensive cities, Geba and Mizpah. Baasha's grand strategy has completely backfired. He lost his blockade, he lost his northern cities, and he inadvertently supplied his enemy with free building materials. This episode highlights the fragile alliances and constant maneuvering among the regional powers, Israel, Judah, and Aram, Syria, in the vacuum left after the united monarchy. But while Baasha is licking his wounds in Tirzah, the spiritual consequences of this war are about to drop on both kings. Down in Jerusalem, a prophet named Hanani walks into King Asa's court, and he does not bring congratulations for breaking the blockade. He brings an indictment. Hanani looks at the king and says, "Because you relied on the king of Syria and not on the Lord your God, the army of the king of Syria has escaped from your hand." And then Hanani delivers one of the most famous verses in the entire Old Testament, 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 9. "For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him." You have done a foolish thing, and from now on, you will be at war. Asa is furious. He's so angry at being called out that he throws the prophet Hanani into prison and starts oppressing his own people. But if Asa's rebuke was harsh, Baasha's is apocalyptic. Up in Tirzah, the word of the Lord comes to another prophet. His name is Jehu, and fascinatingly, Jehu is the son of Hanani. So while the father is rebuking the king of the south, the son is sent to rebuke the king of the north. The prophet Jehu walks into the presence of Baasha, the assassin, the man from the dust, the king with blood up to his elbows. And Jehu delivers a message straight from the throne room of heaven. 1 Kings chapter 16 states, I exalted you from the dust and made you leader over my people Israel. But you have walked in the way of Jeroboam and have made my people Israel sin, provoking me to anger with their sins.
Since I exalted you out of the dust and made you leader over my people Israel, and you have walked in the way of Jeroboam and have made my people Israel to sin, behold, I will utterly sweep away you, Baasha, and your house, and I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat.
Behold, I will consume Baasha and his house, and I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat. The same pattern of elevation from obscurity, followed by idolatry, followed by judgment. Baasha had been God's instrument against Jeroboam, but he was not exempt from accountability. Jehu finishes the prophecy with the exact same horrific words that were spoken over Jeroboam years earlier. Dogs will eat those belonging to Baasha who die in the city, and birds will feed on those who die in the country. Baasha died after 24 years and was buried in Tirzah. His son Elah succeeded him. But the prophecy against his house would soon unfold with the same brutality he had used against Jeroboam's line. Within 2 years, Elah would fall, and another commander, Zimri, would wipe out the house of Baasha. Baasha believed his throne was secure. His enemies were dead. His dynasty seemed established. But the prophecy against his house was already moving toward fulfillment. Next time on Crown and Consequence, we meet Elah, a king who inherited the kingdom, only to be assassinated while drunk at a party. And the man holding the dagger, Zimri, would plunge Israel into even greater chaos. Elah and Zimri. Within a single week, 2 royal houses will collapse, and a third will rise. In a matter of days, Israel witnesses the collapse of 2 dynasties back to back. That's almost unheard of in biblical history. It's the logical conclusion of what Baasha started. Once a kingdom learns that a throne can be seized through murder, every ambitious commander begins looking at the crown differently. Baasha taught Israel that kings could be overthrown. Subscribe and journey with us through the history of the kings and queens of Israel and Judah. The story has only just begun.